What's up, guys? Final Fantasy IV guy here, and welcome to my channel. Just waiting for this thing to load. It takes a really long time. Yeah, I just may cut this out. Maybe not. Well, that thing's loading. Gonna tell you what we're gonna be doing today in this game. As you can see on the screen, this is Automation the Car Company Tycoon game. Build your own car company. Oh, here we go. Ooh, okay. A little choppy there. Anyways, I'm just gonna jump right into this video. Never mind that. Try to importing a car. It didn't work. Oh, I don't know what the heck that is. Yeah, I went on this game once to do some stuff with this car, pickup truck. It was totally messed up. So I'm just gonna delete this gem. Delete gem. Just start over. Okay. Yeah, real. Yeah, just using it because I can't obviously name it Ford F Series. So put a model here. Let's 20. Okay, I can't see what. Oh, there we go. Pickup shocks. So today, in this video, and a few subsequent ones, we're making extremely strong and heavy pickup trucks that can handle really heavy loads. Starting with the V8 naturally asperated. Yeah, I'm not going for that small inline 4 turbocharged business. Oh, this sound great. So, yeah, then V8 turbocharged. The same thing with V10s, V12s. And when I can afford it, then we're going to use V16s. That's gonna be awesome. Okay, let me just find what kind of pickup truck that I use. Ooh. I think this one is good. It's like that. So for this one, don't want to use carbon fiber because that is not durable enough. So steel. Treated steel. Which one's the heaviest? Yeah. This is treated steel. Mind you, if you tried creating this in real life, it would take a long time to get done. I'll show you what I mean once we finish this. Oops. Wait, that's heavy as I... No, that's... Ooh, ladder. That's heavier. We want a nice strong chassis here. To be able to sustain the amount of weight that's going to be on the bed, in the bed, and the tow hitch. But unfortunately, there's no tow hitches right now. Will be added in one of the next updates. I'm not sure if it's the next one, but we'll just have to wait to the 18th. And if I get this thing uploaded beforehand, you can just attach something to the nose. Just hit control. The small dots will appear. You can attach it that way. make sure it's touching the nose. Okay, it's a little difficult to explain, so once I finish this, we'll go into Beamng.drive, and I'll explain it better. Front longitudinal, no. Use that, because if we use front transverse, it's gonna that'd be very good for this kind of thing. So we're gonna make it all-wheel drive, and front-wheel drive is much better. Front transverse placements. Wow. A lot of suspension options here. Solid axle leaf. That's good. Handle load. Tingling from the back. Ooh. Yeah, that should handle a little pretty good. Exactly, quality all the way up. Exactly, yeah, very high cost in engineering. Yeah. One more quality settings are causing very high cost in engineering times. Consider lowering quality. Now I don't think so. I'm just gonna go right to the engine here. Which is a V6 or V80. V8. Angles, of course, not engines. That'll be a huge engine. Okay, much information about. That's it. One can look here. Alright. So, not really much difference. Let's visually see what they look like. Yeah, I'll go with the wider engine. Now, with one a very strong block material as well. Magnesium is not going to do the job. So, cast iron. Again, just keep in mind that cast iron doesn't handle high RPMs very well. See how large you can make this engine. Oops. Oh, no. The bore is strong. I always got over square and under square mixed up, but Mr. Blank Lord. No, that's not the word. You generally want to have a bigger bore than stroke on utility engines, since you need more torque to be able to carry the loads and stuff. Let's see how far we can this thing up to. Oh, 10.8 liter engine. 10,857 cubic centimeters. Dual fan cam. Let's see if we use 5 valves for each cylinder. We can't have variable valve timing, but if you use 4, then we can. So, variable valve timing. This is really. You get a little more torque with this one, but let's do cam profiles. Yeah, I think I'll use this one when we turbocharge the V8 and V10, V12 and stuff, because you have a little more even power curve. Since the variable valve timing uses two different set timings for low end and high end of RPMs. Let's see if we can find valves. In cast iron, none. Yeah. Whew. Okay, the crank. Which one will be the strongest? We don't want higher RPM. We want more torque. So build steel, cast iron, flat plate. We need something that's going to be durable, but not to handle the torque. Oops, hold on. Oh, okay, I forgot, there's no quality slider there. No, it's not able to handle much. Torque, yeah, it's not able to handle much. Forged? Build steel? Oh, whoa. Go cast iron, let's switch heavier. Heavy duty cast. Heavy forged? Let's show heavy duty cast. Like titanium? No. Heavy duty cast again? Yeah. That seems to be the heaviest. And this you can have 2 separate displacements. But we're not going to do that because that's going to lower the torque. I'm going to drag this all the way up. If I can get that menu up. Oops, no. Okay. Ooh. No, that's... I'll just come back to this. And for the compression ratio, we want it to be somewhat high, so you can use 95 octane fuel to be able to have as much torque as possible here. We'll come back to this later because, as you can see, you can't have the graphs and stuff here until we finish the exhaust. I don't know why I just pointed. I'm using the microphone, not even the camera part. Wait a minute. Wait, I forgot. With all the valves, you can use variable valve timing, but this one, variable. Wait. In technology, but that's where that's supposed to be. Okay. We're using an injector for the fuel injection, not carburetor, because it's 2020 here. Wow. 12 minutes and 14 seconds already. Actually, I'm having that video, so I need to figure out where I'm gonna save it. So I can't figure out. There's a file that's infinite storage, but the good thing is Mega gives you 50 gigabytes free. That's a plus. And I'm running asperated, so let me submit videos in that one. Direct injection injects it right into the cylinders. Yeah, much more efficient per cylinder. Intake, using race. You know what you guys are thinking? I said, Final Fantasy IV guy, but we're using race intake because it's not a race car. But we want as much torque as possible in airflow. And trust me, you're not going to regret this when you hear how it sounds. But just be aware that intake sounds are not exported yet, as with camshafts and octane sounds. So, I won't be able to hear it in-game yet. As a matter of fact, I just put a post on the Steam, in the automation forum about I just put a post on the automation forum asking exactly where the sound files are. So, if I get an answer before this video goes up, might include those sound files in the description of this video. And a link to the Beamng.drive tutorial, which shows you how to have multiple engine sounds for a vehicle, but it's all in the engine file. So now we're going to get torque, but it's more torque, but you can get to hear how it's going to sound. You can also use this with automation cars as well. Like sound configuration, exhaust intake and stuff. I tried it when I made the city bus into converted into a V8. Tried to make it naturally aspirated, but unfortunately, reducing the turbo, it seemed like it's still a lot of torque there. So, if anyone knows how to make a non-option for this turbocharger with the city bus and Beamng.drive, so it can be naturally aspirated, let me know down in the comments. So back to what we're doing. Okay, this is very important. Better fuel economy, since we're going to be making the fuel mix really high up. Well, okay, trying to 5 max is 11.8. Let's check this. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll make sure it wasn't going to make it too rich, because then it will lower the engine performance. As far as the RPM, ignition timing, increase that to. My ears should be off right now if I see the graphs. Yeah, I forgot to drag up the audio slider, so I'm going to do that now. Let's see if this RPM is for fast. Run to exhaust. Raise turbo. Dual exhaust. Bypass valves? No. You want it as open as possible. You can just see that and there's no camera. Anyways. Let me use this once I can figure out a way. I learned some J-beam to put in, so I have an option to open or close it a certain amount. Until then, yep, just have to do what we have. Now, no catalytic converter, no muffler. Okay, and probably setting one up. Oh! Knew something was wrong. Oh, I forgot. It needs to be lower, or fuel mixture needs to be lower, or the same number as this. So if your fuel mixture is 11, so where it says max AFR, if your fuel mixture has a larger number, then if your mixture has so if fuel mixture has a large, if your current AFR or fuel mixture FA ratio has a larger number than your max FA ratio, then it's gonna get a message that the engine's running too rich, reducing engine performance. Consider running a litre fuel mixture. So we'd have to out a little bit. Wait, just a wait a minute. Okay, yeah. So if it's reverse that. If it's bigger, that's fine. But if it's much smaller like this, then it's gonna be too rich. So let's see how rich we can get this. Wait. Sorry about those noises. Something's just going on with my nose. Anyways, I'm too rich still, so I'm going to increase it out until 7.8. Here we go. Ooh! That's way too 1.8. That should be good. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so if it goes to the engine performance index here, is it increasing or decreasing something? It's always best to keep an eye on this. So, let's see whether this turns to green, which is a new one, and this, or this turns to green. So if this turns to green, then you're good, but if this turns to red, then your engine performance is decreasing. Oh, wow, this thing can't really rev that high. I'm back to this. Oh. Let's make. Oh. As for the. And just remember, as far as the catalytic converters, This is not acceptable in the real world. So if you are modding your exhaust, remember, do not remove the catalytic converter. And remember, check the laws of your state as well with modding your exhaust. So in California, laws changed recently, so exhaust louder than 9.5 decibels. You're not gonna really get away with that. But in New York, fortunately, it's 15 decibels. But yeah, that's horrible. Yeah. Modifications can be illegal, so it's not difficult. But there are approved mods, so be sure to check that out too, because you can do engine swaps in New York. Read that. I'm not sure all the other mods, so yeah, let's have to read up on that. Anyways, so kind of what the catalytic converter does, it turns all those nasty, harmful emissions and converts a large provide a large reduction in the harmful emissions of an engine. Anyway, so are you ready to hear what it sounds like now? Oh, I forgot one thing: the exhaust diameter. To be mindful. With smaller exhaust diameter, you're gonna get a lot of high-end torque, which decreases a lot when you're down. So generally speaking, but also you're gonna get less torque with smaller, less airflow, and it's a hard time pushing through. So yeah. So, and of course, with larger exhaust diameter, you can have lower low-end torque, but high-end torque is be pretty even, as you can see here. Right now, I have a so highest 8.2 foot-pounds of torque. At the lowest, I can get 75. At the end here is 70. At the end, 77,755 foot-pounds of torque. Versus here at the beginning, which is 618. Versus at the end, at the bottom here, which is all the way here at the bottom, 600 RPMs, 675. Go down here, it goes all the way to 205. And that's not really good. But generally speaking, with utility setups, in terms you usually want have a setup like this where you have a more high RPM, where the RPM are higher in the low end, but start to decrease as you get higher. Alright, so, but I'm just actually going to raise this up. Exhaust. And more horsepower than torque. Ooh. Kind of stressed out here. Utility chassis setups do not rev very high. Imagine if this was not even petrol and it was diesel. This would be even lower. Before we go on to the engine sound, let me turn the compression because this is really low. Ooh. You go up 95, 6, one more. Whoa, oh, perfect. Now, see how much the cam profile kind of similar to exhaust, lower in race. generally speaking, it also dictates the max RPMs, max torque spots in the RPMs. So, at low, max torque is 413 foot-pounds of torque at 1200 RPMs. It's not usually very helpful, haul stuff or tow stuff. When balanced on thinking a lot of torque, as you can see, ooh, yeah, but if you go too high, you're gonna lose torque and horsepower. Alright, so here we have the max torque here, 930 foot-pounds torque at 5,001 RPMs. Unfortunately, this thing can only rev in a lot of stress as well. Excuse me. Okay. Up. Oh, wow, that lowered my octane level. Increased the level. Oh, now my engine is knocking. So I get a sign. Knocking or ping is when your cylinder's misfiring because the cylinder is coming all the way up in the cylinder wall before the spark plug has time to spark plug has time. Okay, just lost word there. Alright. See if I can say this better. Oops. So trouble here. Oh, perfect. So it's knocking. It was under. It was all. The piston comes all the way up to the top of the cylinder head. And before it's knocking. The piston comes to the top of the cylinder head before the spark plug. It's time. So you see there. It's not exactly compressing. Actually compressing it. Let's see. Wait. I'm all confused now. Yeah, I don't know if this thing animates it, but yeah. So if the compression is too high, and you'll start knocking, cylinder's misfiring. It doesn't have a chance to actually compress it. Press it very. Okay. No trouble swinging this. So, ready to hear the end? Oh, wait a minute. Is that the quality? Yeah, that. This makes the loudness. Oh, loudness not. So, what is going on here? Yeah. A lot of torque. Let's see how this sounds. Oh! Sounds like a diesel. Now it sounds like a charged sound. much torque as we're gonna get out of this stupid thing. Ooh. There's some horsepower, but we got. No, wait. Oops, no, that just decreased it. Wait. Hold on. No! Let's see something, right? If you can touch it. Oh, no, that's actually gonna. No, mine just knocking. Okay, that's just gonna. There's so much of torque now. Right, let's get it back. 32. Okay, so now have. Whoa, I have on the button. 932 foot-pounds of torque and 1,010 horsepower. At 5,800 RPM. No. 5,800 RPMs and 932 foot-pounds of torque at 5,000 RPMs. I'm just gonna adjust this. Not sure how well this is really campaign mode, but customers are not going to want to buy this stuff. This revs at 5,800 RPMs, and the pistons and Conrads can't handle it. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Crank. That's weird. I wonder why the crank is handling so much RPMs, but it's alright. Oh, the cranks can handle much more. So it looks like the cranks can handle much more RPM than the pistons and the Conrads. Yes. Yes, we use cast, it's just gonna make it worse. More RPM handling, but less torque. So that's the best route to go. So obviously, I'm not going to make all in one video. That'll be a long video and a lot of size. Plus, I'm uploading this thing in 1080p, which can increase the file size. You may notice everything's not exactly the best quality because my computer not the fastest machine, but you can handle it. And it can run decently on Italy, Beamng.drive, 40 to 60 frames per second, depending on the settings. Oh, RPMs. 4,900 RPMs. Good. And mindful if you go above with the max horsepower part of it. Ooh, that's weird. You can't go above 6,600 RPMs. That's weird. Just be mindful if we go above the max torque. See, about 5,800 RPMs. If you go beyond this, the torque just starts trapping off. So, if you want to get more RPM range, it's a good idea. Increase the cam profile. Okay. RPM limit. I just went the wrong way. That's better. Yeah, this thing's down. Let's move this fuel valve this way. Let's see, that's no more issue. This horsepower. Yeah, I lost some horsepower because air pans. Anyways, moving on. And once the Tycoon part of the game is mostly done and stuff, once they release the inline 8s, box rates and box rate 12s, or flat 8s and flat 12s, I'm going to be using those as well. Once you get diesel and Wanko rotary engine, they make a larger rotary engine, and those things can go really high. So, it's something interesting having Wanko rotary engine in a pickup truck. Mostly going to be using diesel as well, so don't be surprised if this is lower. Diesel engine can't, because a 10.8 liter diesel engine can't rev as high. So, okay, here we go. We'll come back to the fixtures stuff later on. I'm just noise. I know I said all-wheel drive at the beginning, but just thinking, and I think four-wheel drive would be better because there's no load, like with an empty bed, nothing here, with a tow hitch. Well, there's no tow hitch now, or nothing connected to the nose. You wouldn't want to be driving in all-wheel drive because what that effectively does is four-wheel drive makes each wheel spin at the same speed, which makes turning much more difficult, and can lead to easy or understeering, which means when the front tires lose grip, and the car steers less than expected. Let's stick to manual. 7 speed. 7 speed. Let's just go with it. Or should we just go the manual? 9 speed. Or automatic. That's what I mean. So yeah, if I have the advanced automatic, it would shift more aggressively if I had the throttle all the way, throttle like really far down, like 75-100%. So the bypass valves have the same concept that if you have the accelerator like 25% all the way down or less, not sure the exact percentages, but it's pretty yeah, the best you can do. We have them at that. I don't press down that much. Wouldn't open that much, but if you floored it, it'd be really loud then. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of installing my car, if I do get one. Probably do. Because I really want to mod my exhaust, but the exhaust was crazy. So it's best to have bypass valves so you can pass noise levels. So like instead of like a straight pipe or something. But want to make sure it meets the emissions. So, if your car's straight piped, you want to figure out some kind of muffler or something to put on it. And it's too big, so make sure that the muffler is not too big, because if any guesses are gonna be, it's gonna be even easier. Yeah, it's gonna be really not likely to pass the emissions test. You know, I was thinking the other day that if you were to that I was wondering if there was actually a way to install the bypass valves, actually a way to control it, so you can open them a certain amount, like 25 or 50% by using a button or something. Yeah, you first have to go through the ECU, and stuff, and the proper stuff for the code and stuff. And where it's very complicated. Yeah, before older cars, which are not as complicated. And older cars are much easier to repair yourself. You can actually replace the oil in yourself without having to spend a fortune on mechanics, on overpriced bills and stuff. Yeah. Those were the days. What up, we can't break the track. Track. Don't use a manual, but well, 7 okay, use manual. What kind of car am I? I'm going to use manual. I don't want to use an automatic. We use a one of these and have manuals, but since this is weird, I think I can get away. But I have to figure out a way. See if I can get 9-speed manual sequential dual-clutch transmission. This is automatic. No. Dual-clutch. It will go. Either drive it automatic or manual. And if there is going to be traffic in Beamng.drive, when they make more sense because they have to keep shifting. And there's going to be red lights and stuff. If you don't know what I'm referring to, there's a post on the Beamng website. Like, I think it's on the dev blog or something. Not all the features there are going to get into the final version. But yeah, I'm not sure how that's coming along with the traffic and stuff. So ways to go. Because it's if you put too many vehicles on one map, it's definitely going to slow it down. But there is a traffic mod. A scenario traffic mod. I forgot who did it, but I think the idea is that the same cars, but they respawn in different parts of the map, so they're not taking up too much CPU resources. That's probably what we do most games, like city car driving, Euro and American Truck Simulators, Grand Theft Auto, Test Drive Unlimited, and so on. So back. So what? Oh, 229 miles per hour. Probably can do it. I knew stuff like this before. Do I still have it here? Let's check. Yeah, I need to delete that. Wait a minute, hold on. Why is this? Oh, this is. This is so cold. Of course, it's still camera. So cold luxury SUV. This was supposed to be a luxury SUV, but ended up going overboard, making this thing go like extremely fast, like over 200 miles per hour. Yeah, I'm known for doing that. I went to playing Need for Speed Carbon. It's a Mazda 240X. I'm making things go really fast. Tune it to work. Really high. Increase the torque. Gear ratios. High, really low. Suspension stiff. Grip. Enhanced. Everything. Turbocharged. Nitrous increased. This thing I'm driving along, and it tops at over 530 miles per hour. Tops at over 500 miles per hour. Probably over 530. I'm not actually sure. Which show you guys, but unfortunately, something happened to my F drive. I'll show you as soon as I get done with this thing. MD46, that's not. Yeah, that's a mod. Yeah, this was a vehicle. I said I was importing. But I tried, export it, see if we can. There's a fuel octane, but it's only like 120, but I think it would work. I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm really out to that dev meth octane was in the game. I can get some serious power in that. Not sure how we will do that yet. Maybe more investigating. Wait a second. Oh yeah. It's supposed to be impersonation of the Porsche 911 Porsche 356 number 1, which is the first 911. Nope, 356. Oh my. This thing may look small because it's V6. Supposed to be sport, overpowered it. So much more spin. Can't even fly after a certain point without getting abundance of oversteer, which is when the rear tires exceed their grip limits and lock up, and the car starts sliding out either to the right or the left. Yeah, this was never supposed to. This car still looks like 1965 Toyota Corolla. That was never supposed to be a replica. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. What the heck? Alright. Oh! Okay. Well, that explains that. That was. What is this on? All these here. You may be wondering why all these are here. They tried exporting the exhaust sounds and stuff because I want to like straight pipe Ever H series. Not excluding the ones I want to create in future videos and stuff. Like the one that's in Beamng.drive. And straight pipe Corvettes, Bishu Corvettes, straight pipe Bishu Pigeons, and Bishu Gavaroma. But heck, a lot of stuff to export, so and that's one thing wait a minute. I think I mentioned that already, but oh yeah, I mentioned that already. About the utility van, that's really powerful. Okay. It's even lower revving than the pickup truck is made. So now, I'll show you now if this thing loads. 133 miles per hour. This thing can actually handle as much as... Can't tow anything, but it can handle... Wow! Load capacity is 13,236.1 pounds. And give you an idea what this thing sounds like. High flow catalytic converter. Local quantity. What's it to do that? Sounds like oh, there we go. No! That wasn't okay. Oh. Well, I'm here. Might as well show what happens if I go to local disk F. Yeah. It's loading, but unfortunately, not really right at the end. Exactly! F is not accessible. The parameter is incorrect. Yeah. Origin here. Notice I'm this need for speed most wanted. No! Cancel that. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. This is down here because I uninstalled it because I installed that game and somehow must have. I don't know if I don't know if it had a virus or something in it, but somehow when I installed it, Origin was taking forever and my library wasn't even loading. When I open Google Chrome, let's go. Access the internet. Let's try this again. Just open two windows. Okay. Alright. So, first of all, take forever to load. If I went to Google, I always do that. Take it too fast. Slow down a little bit. I can actually type. Example. It's entering. Very quick, but most of Need for Speed Most Wanted is so slow to even type. And most times when I went to log into Origin, can you connect? When I went to my games library, and get this thing saying, "Can you connect?" And please check again later, or something like that. Yeah, it was the game because I reinstalled Origin with the Sims 3. Here, that seems to be fine. My computer is so there's cycle bin. Sorry, I want to burp. So when I opened the recycle bin, just double clicked on it, and it didn't open at all. Next ever. The same way is making my computer crazy. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. And things happen because it's making my games run slower than it should. Because I was getting about 27 frames per second on the West Coast USA map on Beamng.drive, which I was getting about double that on the Italy map. Somehow, yeah. And it knows that if I get like a virus or something, that happens. So I would reset my PC, but fortunately, probably just cleaning stuff. It always says there's a problem resetting your PC. Finally. Oh, look at all that stuff. Let's get rid of that stuff too, but I can slow it down too. All the stuff accessing the disk. I wonder what this is. What's that then? Hello? Do something! Either the file moved or another app using it. Try playing from its current location. This is where I'm going to be putting all my MP4 files or whatever for YouTube. If you're wondering what this is, I'm just testing this video. What's up, guys? FFIVGUY here, and welcome to my channel. Yeah, that I was just doing, just test out the camera and the microphone stuff to see if it was working before I got started. Just test. Seems it worked. Here right now. Wow, this is ending on an hour. Oh, I forgot. Wow, that took too long. Just rambling on. I'm sure you don't want to hear me just rambling on and on and on and on and on and on. So, just gonna get back to the game as soon as this thing finishes deleting everything. About 5 seconds. Shows up. I may cut off some stuff or I may not, depending on how I like when I rewatch the video later on. Oh, it's frozen my this froze up. Okay, that doesn't usually happen. Whoa, that just totally closed. Totally forced to restart unexplored.exe. Okay. Oh goodness, still recording. Sound settings. Let me see. Oh shoot. Wait a minute. Before I do that, I need to wait. Let's see. Nope. I'm trying. Listen, something's not too loud. Perfect. Just love messing around. Sorry, Rob. Just love messing around with stuff. And whispering deeper. Like, I can make my voice sound like an old operatic bass. Now that sounded on the other side because my microphone is pretty close. Oh! I forgot to change the pitch! Oh, you sound like a chipmunk. Let me hide. Christmas time is near. Here time for joy and time for cheer. Even day that we can't last. Hurry Christmas, hurry past. Want to play the loop, star loop. Me, I want the hula hoop. We can hardly stand awake. Please, Christmas, don't be late. Sorry we sound low. Force of the high notes there. Oops. Change back. Uh-oh. Oops. Sorry if it sounded. Oh, hold on, let's change. Do this. Sorry if it sounded a little forced. Up with those high notes up there. I have to make it sound like a chipmunk. I have to raise my larynx. Oh, okay, that may have been still on recording. Let me just repeat that if you didn't hear me. Repeat that again if you didn't hear me. I'm sorry if that sounded a little bit forced up in the high notes there because I'm sorry if that sounded a little bit. I'm sorry if that sounded a little bit forced in the high notes up there. Well, in order to make it sound like a chipmunk, I had to raise my larynx. So, high notes not the easiest when I raise my larynx. And like the low larynx, it's much easier to get higher. So I don't want to go too loud there because my microphone is relatively close and it's really loud since I'm trained in opera. And I don't want quality to decrease. This microphone is not a very good quality microphone when it comes to this stuff. Anyways, well, okay, here we go. Get back into the game and kind of wait. Let's finish up in this video here. Wait. Alright. We have to come back with this. Oh, that's nice. Now we're 2 minutes. We have been gone a long time. And this is it. I've been wanting to do YouTube for such a long time. And I've been subscribing to YouTubers, liking the videos, including big YouTubers like Lance Stewart, like Jugger Nuggets, Big Brother, Jeff Saxon Vlogs, Swift, Dominic Maisto, Dom, Swift and Dom, Mick Jugger Nuggets cameraman. Yeah, I hope everything's fine with Dom. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the McJuggernuggets video, living in a fan's house, kicked out by dad. I'm going to go in detail here because I'm seeing that McJuggernuggets here, and I won't be involving myself in other people's business. Because I don't want, and if somehow they do find my videos eventually bigger on YouTube, watch me, and they watch this video, if they do like this stuff, and end up upsetting Dom. I mean that people knowing about this stuff. So, also, besides those two, oh, there's the worst. Evan Kolansky, Chris DiStefano, no 1-2. 210 squad, Big Nick. What time was that? Missed. Nobody else had a channel. Yeah, if you remember looking at Stuart's vlogs when he was in LA, you know what I'm talking about. Also, subscribing to other YouTubers like Furious Pete, Crazy Russian Hacker. The channel is ZDTV. Yeah, press them all now. We're gonna be here forever. Oh, Larry's Lounge. How could I forget that much in Ridgeways and Abrahamson? I can bump here. Guy named Corn. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't want. It was rambling off topic. So let's get back to the video here. That's not all YouTubers I'm subscribed to. If you want to see all the channels I'm subscribed to, so go to my channel and look at the channel spot and see subscriptions and a whole load of channels. You're spacing. With utility setups, you generally want to have smaller gear ratios, but want to watch out for wheel spin. So we have a manual locker, because usually gear brake stuff is not usually just on tarmac, in dirt and stuff, and on uneven terrain, which sometimes you can have trouble moving. So being able to like your differentials, to have all the wheels spinning at the same speed, is very helpful so you can get moving. Yeah, radio, of course, that's getting much wider. Hard, long life. Or chunky off-road. If this was more uneven terrain, geared vehicle would use those, but there's less. We can handle a little less weight than hard, long lives. You can roll those. As wide as you can go. These are a little low profile, some high profile as it can go. Pull them out way, make it big. So also going to want to increase the suspension. I don't want to increase this suspension height. Good seal. Oh, seal off-road. 5. Okay. Oh. Alright, so after the brakes, ceramic, 6%. And want the biggest brake as possible. Why? Oh, my rims are small, that's why. Oh, good. I'm not getting that. The brake force is low compared to grip, is so high compared to it. Come back to the weight bias. Let's see. Make bias. Let's see how my trains on this side. Can we distribute the weight? If I was a good trade. Zero force. I'm going to. We have a lot of downforce, so heavy tongue. Keep the suspension down. Wow, a lot of cooling capacity. It increases a little more because we're going to be driving this for long periods of time. We don't want the engine speed. I think 90 should be good. Very careful. Yeah, go to the brakes. So on brake fade. Ooh, okay. There we go. And wait, so, up to 60. Yeah, it's gonna increase drag stuff. The consumption. Yes. Mag fuel. Wait, hang on. Oh, so 4 wheel. 4. So, one as well. Okay, so we have a few variants. No, actually, we're gonna use this one. Actually, for a little more in here. A little bed is longer here. And passengers in it. Once we do both, this one we do first. This one can be used more, like transporting passengers and cargo. So. Now, interior. Unfortunately, we don't get an interior right now. Not for the core games. So maybe they implement that much later on. But until then, we can still like, export this thing to Blender and make an interior. You gotta be careful because I tried deleting the glass here, and as far as the game, I'm trying to load in to spawn in Beamng.drive. Handmade. Luxury HUD. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Really expensive. Let's see what this. I don't think we're gonna do that because if this thing starts to oversteer and there's less power steering assistance and at a higher speed, if this thing starts to oversteer at a high speed and there's less power steering assistance, and not be able to correct it very well. This might not apply to you guys in the gamepad, as me, as well as me. They don't really feel that much. They feel like a G29 or G27, or Thrustmaster, or what was that called? What's that company called? Fanatic brand, steering pedals, and shifters. I forgot to think about a handbrake. No, it's all enforced feedback. It was implemented. You're definitely going to feel that, so that's why I chose hydraulic over variable hydraulic. Let's see. This would be the electronic stability control, because cargo is not have seatbelts in here, so we're gonna. So it's not like that. We'll stay in one place. So it's going to be stable. Cargo from spread left to right. Safety advanced 20, 2020. See, drivability. Comfort. Comfort. Active. Utility. Okay, now I can go back and adjust drivetrain options. That's pretty good. Okay. Display at 9 seconds. Let's see. We got going here. Spec was 110. Fortunately, if not as good as the other one, but I still haven't up to top speed. And we finished with this thing. It's 12,909.2 pounds of load capacity and 10,397 pounds of towing capacity. So weight distribution heavy on the rear. So I need to more braking force on the rear. It's fun. Love doing YouTube. And YouTube, yeah, it's a job, and you do get paid eventually. Not sure when though, but still, I do love YouTube. And though I will probably eventually get paid. I'm gonna get a job like working with cars and video game developing because, well, especially with the video game developing, I really love Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy the Four Heroes of Light, and beating both of those games. To beat Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy IV the Final Fantasy the Four Heroes of Light a few times, and I loved so much. My sequel, and that kind of stuff. Just maybe want to work in video game design. On paper, already on paper. I've got some rough drafts for storylines. And once in school, I actually did something like that. Like Final Fantasy IV, where Cagnazo actually came back to life somehow. Not sure how though. Until we look at that. Let you guys know later on when we get more of the story developed. I can show you that once I find the file because a lot of my Google Drive now. I have to transfer all the stuff my Google Drive to my download. So my Google my download. So I can't. Not sure what it is. And if it's on the F drive, heck of a time trying to get that stuff. Wait a minute. But the good thing is that I think I put it on my flash drive, so I have access to it. I actually may have it on my personal Google Drive. Once was at school, I fell asleep and had a dream about Final Fantasy the Four Heroes of Light, and Brand Jessica. This is air. That is how it's pronounced. Brand Jessica. You need to air. We're in one horn in the castle talking to the real King Horn. And there's above him there's a blue box. That's what's in. Still remember to this day. I'm trying to figure out. But since the time the game ended and the sequel is taking place, there have been many renovations in the castle. Right now there's still fanfiction. So none of this is canon. Just so you know. When talking about Final Fantasy the Four Heroes of Light, you may be interested to know that you can indeed play as the adventurer. And the adventurer's name is Deneb. I'll actually show you that in an upcoming video when I play that. Final Fantasy: The Four Heroes of Light. Yeah, I never knew you could actually play through. Yeah, I love to have codes and stuff, so have the player select the code, and lo and behold, looking through digits, looking through in different numbers to see who I can play as. Okay, Deneb is the end. It'd be cool fighting Deneb as Deneb. I don't know what that would be. No, I should. No, what? I should figure out which castle that's in. So after I beat everything, all the keys for the castle, I should definitely do that. Before I do, I'm going to save state it. So actually, computer and the faithful foxes. The four heroes of light, not the three heroes of light with Deneb. It's not in this, not in the one that in Guerra, or whatever. Well, Guerra, that is a Spanish name. It's located. Yeah, it's not that castle. I never got high enough in any of them to find the final bosses. Let's think of the 60th floor. So yeah. And also a new secret. See the stat actually pick up max stats. How they only go up to how your attack, magic, defense, and defense, as well as your accuracy, evasion, magic, evasion, accuracy and magic, accuracy, eventually stats magic attack, defense, and magic defense, as well as your magic evasion and regular evasion and magic accuracy and regular accuracy. You can only get them to 65,535, which I'm assuming that code was hacked using 2 bytes. You can have 65,535, but 2 bytes can't hold more than 65,535 bytes of memory. Although you can't access the evasion and accuracy stats with that code. But if you do the individual character codes, you can actually get those stats I just mentioned to 99,999. Because the stats actually in 4 bytes, or actually, the stats were actually coded, the stats were actually programmed into a 4-byte memory block. So, but they were putting for max 99,999. And with HP, you know how every time you maxed out your HP, you can only get up to 999? Well, if you hack their HP code, which is in memory where it says either their names, it actually goes to 9,999 because the HP because the HP value is actually 2-byte value. 2-byte. It's actually 2-byte. It's contained in a 2-byte memory block. And once I had a dream of having 1,000 HP in Final Fantasy: The Four Heroes of Light, which was wanted. And then behold, it's by the way actually changed value to 1,000 to make my dream come true. Oh yeah, 1,000 HP. I was like, 1,000 HP. You can actually have 1,000 HP in Final Fantasy: The Four Heroes of Light. I'm so delighted to hear that. See that. So really getting off topic. This video is not so long as it should. I think I should say before I move on to get back to this video. I don't think so. Well, there's a lot of stuff with that game, but I'll hold off until I do that video, which could be coming either tomorrow. Well, turbo V10 naturally asperated. Well, it could be coming in about 5 days, since I don't have the V16s in the flat and inline 8s and flat 12. So and in the next video, when I get around to the video I was saying about Final Fantasy the 4 Heroes of Light, I will also show you how to convert cheat engine codes to actual replay codes. But it's very important that you find a pointer if the addresses change each time. That's only will work. Anyways, but in the case when they stay static, like for example, if an emulator has a memory reader, editor or whatever, and a code search, RAM search rather, they most likely have static addresses. I'm not sure what Dolphin emulator. I tried to hack Hot Wheels Velocity X. Total failure. But with Art Money, I managed to get the gadgets code turbo. The top speed, but unfortunately, didn't seem to work. So I want the card code, but it's more like a counter. Let me figure out how to actually get. I'm actually change the cards. Change the cards here, number restart the game. And that's totally off topic. So yeah, when we hacked this game, I tried this rework it, so after we're experimenting. We may post it in the forum, see if anybody comes up with any results. And writing is allowed, so I'm posting the answer back. Yeah, about that. I'm still waiting for response about the sounds, so once I get those, the answer I can get those sounds. And sounds of the game, I can actually apply the insect sound to this as well, so it actually sounds like it does an automation in this game. Automation. I'm not sure how to do that in a bit, but right now we need to get back to the suspension tuning and drive trains and drive train. Ooh, okay. How high can I actually go? This thing is much faster than seriously, how much speed can I get out of this thing? Probably because of the wide tires. A lot of rubber touching the ground. Yeah, there's more rubber touching the ground, the more grip. It's not necessarily the width of the tires, more so the compound. Although this compound is really hard, you see the tires are really wide, so there's a lot of rubber on there. Wheel spin. Ooh. Not a wheel spin. It's like a Dodge Demon. Can't even afford a Dodge Demon in 4th gear without oversteering. Do something. Yeah, sounds a lot like a Mustang giving a car meet. Yes, like neutral, revving up the engine. Is there have to exit the parking lot or whatever where the car meet is, and then cutting the wood to the right, and flooring it, and oversteering into a bunch of people. And the worst part is that when Siphons locks up, to a point where you can't even correct it. They even try to correct it, it just doesn't work. Yeah. The problem is that this thing, Mustang has an open differential, which is have a little bit of slip deflection because obviously under heavy load the tires are slipping, which is leading to this terminally oversteering car. So if you buy a Mustang, heed wisely. He advised, be careful. Let me still totally get one. I would recommend the 5-liter V8. Don't go to V6. Yeah, some Weighted Angel has one. It's another YouTuber I watch. And one of my camp friends has one too. Oh. While I'm doing this, during the summer, I usually go to camp. Let's go fast. Usually during the summer, I go to a camp in Pennsylvania called the Antiochian Village Camp. And they usually have a winter camp program there too. But I got accepted, so we'll be going to. And I might be doing a little vlogging. Who knows? Your boy might be doing a little vlogging up there. And there's a winter camp program. I mentioned that already. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Mentioning things twice. Sometimes I forget to mention them already. So, yeah. So, fortunately, not all the time my phone out on the ground. So, vlogging may be limited to the cabin. So let's not forget there. Let me down on the first thing. Maybe a little noisy, so I have to keep my mouth close to the mic. We'll project a lot louder like this, but not low support. I mean, I could die from support and breathing, but I don't want to be talking too loud because there are a lot of people talking, and if I'm talking this loud, maybe we're talking around this volume, so they might not be able to hear themselves talk. Let's just we get that while the sound actually works out. You really can. I'm taking a proper camera. Most likely we'll be vlogging on my phone. There are two sets of cameras. Monitor cameras in the unit. If I'm in the unit, I might not be vlogging too much. But if I'm in the cabin, volunteer cabin, I definitely will be vlogging. I definitely will be vlogging. And over 56 I do have a 56 gigabyte flat SD card on my phone. And that should be plenty of space, but if that's not, I can always have a micro center get a 128 gigabyte micro SD card. Yeah, they do have those things. You can literally store an entire operating system. You can literally store an entire operating system on one of those things, and a micro and 230 gigabyte flash drive. That's crazy. And back in the day, flash drives, you can get them about 512 megabytes. You know how, but the size of it again. It's I'm not doing a face cam. You know how big flash drives are. So if you have so it's crazy they can fit 230. You have to make them 230 gigabytes worth of space fit on that one small drive. You must be getting. You can store the vlogs and videos on. There's although we do 160 gigabytes to make later, that's probably full fast because on one stuff I have Beamng.drive stuff. 10 gigabytes of VRAM. Although that doesn't really help with gaming, which definitely does help in having a lot of mods. Because I'm having trouble scrolling through the repository on Beamng.drive because I have like over 400 mods. I can't really scroll through but when I added the 10 gig when I added the 10 gigabytes of VRAM, it definitely made a huge difference. Oh, this looks like a whole big. This looks like something off on pickup trucks. I should make one. Yeah, real H series, D series. This is utility van. Yeah, this video is kind of long right now, so I'm actually gonna come back tomorrow and finish this up. I'm going to chalk up now, but I'm just gonna finish up the video tomorrow. It appears I can't look at that's not longer, bigger. Let's see how I can support the leg. Hold on the damper stuff. Now the dampers are hard. In utility steps, you always want the rear suspension to be a little stiffer than the front suspension because the rear suspension is the one that's pulling all the weight on it. So if it's too spongy, it's gonna bottom out. That this suspension is compressed so much that the bottom of the car is gonna be literally on the ground. When that happens, because the exhaust system, I think, is gonna be scraping on the ground, bringing a bunch of friction sparks, causing unnecessary heat in the metal, and grinding with the metal. And there are going to be a bunch of friction sparks. It's not going to. It's a short lifespan of the suspension of whatever dragging on the ground. So bars. And there's a little stiffer. So that maybe it's like whoa, maybe one time. So if one time does its body roll. That's what's so important to stay away so you don't end up bouncing the way and have a body roll. Alright. can't run this thing. Increase it. 9. Alright. That's 90 liters. That's pretty good for it. Using all this torque. I'm also bagging on it. Yeah, I found out this happens with Bluetooth. This evaluate configuration accent to something for the. Wait, what? Yes. Never mind. Probably just got mixed up. It's good. Oh, look at all that weight. Alright, let's see. He's down for us, but I wasn't past basic Christ. It's good. Well, that just looks weird, but yeah. Whatever increases the weight enough. Increases the weight enough. I know it returns the weight if it doesn't take the compound. I'm going to handle the weight. Almost 2 hours now, okay. I think it's time for me to sign off. I should do a part 2. This is name this one. Well, 55 because notice in Beamng.drive, the H&D series, H15, H25, H35, H45, D15, D25, D35, and stuff. Because in accordance to the Ford EMF series, so it makes more sense. And if you notice for the Ford F550, that's much more heavy duty than the F1, 2, 3, and 450. Although there's no cutaway chassis and box name, because that's not going to be the same unless you make it. But okay, so engine family. That's very. Oh, okay. My point's in the way. Down here, I can't see the screen. Right. Family. V8 naturally asperated. What should we name it? C motors. Save that. Save. I can export it yet. Makes itself similar to in terms of color and fixture. I'm not gonna test it. Too slow. Okay, it's way too slow. For that much speed of switching, yeah, it's actually way too slow. I never get to have speed, but I don't mind it too. Okay, this stuff's not changing much. That's surprising. I changed it. It's a feeling it goes. Seven. What is? Wow. This is totally. Let's see. Not really. Desirability for the 4,455. Okay, so more than 7 seconds, less than 7 seconds. So we're gonna resave it and skedaddle out of here. Oh, here. So 25 new comments. 11, yeah. Community. Alright, so that pretty much wraps it up. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Comment down below what you thought about this video. And let me know what I could improve on or do better at and stuff. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on a new video. Because the way YouTube is now, you don't always get notified by just subscribing. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll always be notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, everybody, be phenomenal, and we'll see you next time. Peace!